ugly. It was ugly, but we gonna gritty on it, though.
Well, he's not wrong. Chicago gets their first division win in over 2 years and first one under head coach Matt Eberflus on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. Chicago defeats Minnesota 12-10 on a complete nail-biter, and thank God for Cairo Santos. Also, thanks to one of the best defensive performances by the Chicago Bears franchise in recent memory, Chicago now is 4-8 entering the bye, and they are 4-4 over their last 8 games. Dare I say, they're in the hunt? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Bears get a much-needed morale win with this game against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 12. A huge division win, a huge confidence boost for this franchise and this fan base, and the Bears can now be a little less stressed entering the bye. Fields played well. I have my thoughts overall on that I'm going to get to in a little bit, but the defense is back, baby. And the NFL officials were also back in full stride tonight, especially against the Bears, with a massive missed helmet-to-helmet hit on Justin Fields. Just makes me wonder what's really going on and what do these guys have against Justin. I'm here for the full breakdown for you guys. If you are pumped about this Chicago Bears win on Monday Night Football, make sure to smash that like button to show your support. Throw your thoughts in the comment section below about what you thought about the game. I think it was a great game overall. And if you're a believer in these Chicago Bears and you think they're heading in the right direction, make sure to hit that subscribe button with notifications and make that help you follow the channel with all positive content coming out. I also want to thank Cairo Santos for scoring all 12 of the Chicago Bears points tonight and getting the job done. Man, is it nice to have a kicker. So let's break down the game. Starting with the offense had a total of 317 total yards today, 199 total passing yards, 118 total rushing yards, 18 first downs, 8 for 18 on third down, 3 sacks allowed in 35 and 50 seconds of offensive possession versus Minnesota's 24-10. Love that because that's what helps you win ball games. I'm just going to get to the chase. What I thought about Justin Fields' game tonight. I think he did well overall. Now just hang on. Let's pump the brakes before we get all crazy in the comment section. Fields went 27 of 37 with 217 passing yards. 48 more passing yards than last week. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Big morale boost. An 87.3 QBR. Much higher than we're used to. And yes, he had 2 fumbles. The first fumble came early in the second half. Not a good way, kind of shifted the momentum of the game. And then a huge fumble late in the fourth quarter. Fields came out after the game and said he takes full blame on those. He needs to be better holding the ball. And that is something that he cannot do, but he thanks his teammates for still believing in him and giving him the confidence to still go out there and play the game. But let's go to the positives. His QBR was up. His passing yards was up. No interceptions against a very tough Minnesota defense, by the way. And he started the game red hot. And he helped Chicago get led to a game-winning drive, the third of his career. I am overall happy because he overcame the adversity, the mental struggles of giving up a second fumble and potentially losing the game, and went out and won the game. Should he do it again? Hell no. But again, a win is a win. Going over to the rushing attack real quick, Rashawn Johnson had 10 carries for 35 yards, had some really nice blocks, and 4 catches for 40 yards. I like that. The rookie went out there, was very versatile, and got the job done tonight. Khalil Herbert had 6 carries for 24 yards with 2 catches for 14 yards. Hey, he's still getting back up to speed after an injury. You know, Foreman going down, Herbert had a big load on his shoulders, but was able to get the job done, was very happy with his performance. Now the wide receiver room. Love both TE1 Cole Kmet and wide receiver 1 DJ Moore. Hitting on Moore, he was that guy today. 11 receptions for 114 yards, including the game-winning catch, arguably to put us in field goal position. Did get banged up at the end, which worries me a little bit, but DJ Moore got the job done today. Do you see what happens when you give your best wide receiver of the ball, Luke Getsy. Moore now has over 1,000 receiving yards on the season with 5 games left. We love to see that for him. Going back to Cole Kmet real fast, he had a big game as well. 7 receptions for 14 yards with some major first downs. The fourth-year man is doing it all. He struggled blocking a little bit in the beginning, but overall, he did well very quickly throughout the game, overcoming that kind of weak start. But overall, love what he did, and I think Cole Kmet is the guy. He better be, considering we just paid him big money. But Luke Getsy still needs to be fired after this game. Over 15 screens were ran today for the Chicago offense. Yes, 15 screens. You know how many went for positive yards? 3. 20% effectiveness, and you were running that late in the game. Luke Getsy for sure still works for the Packers, and when he gets fired by the Chicago Bears after the season, whenever that may be, God, I hope it's tomorrow. That'd be great on this bye week to have a new offensive coordinator. Guarantee Luke Getsy goes back to the Green Bay Packers. I'll put money on that. Whoo, but let's talk about the big positive today, the defense. 4 interceptions today by the defense. First one was done by Jalen Johnson, who wants that money and could have had a pick 6 today. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. And then a hell of a day by Kyler Gordon, who had an interception, but also a huge tackle on 4th down, knocking out TJ Hawkinson in order to turn over on downs for the Bears. TJ Edwards also had an interception today. Man, I love this guy. And Jaquan Brisker also had an interception today. Then we finally got some sacks. The first sack of the day was done solo by Montez Sweat. Later in the game, Montez Sweat and Jaquan Brisker also had a sack together. They also didn't allow anything to a red-hot Minnesota offense, only allowing 242 total yards, 169 passing yards with only 73 rushing yards and 10 points. They did have 15 first downs, but 2 for 9 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 on 4th down, with 2 sacks and forcing 3 punts. The defense is back, baby. Arguably overall a top 15 unit, and they keep progressing a lot under Matt Eberflus. So let me say this, and let's not get too crazy in the comments about it, but I want to hear your thoughts. They are 500 over the last 8 games. They have more wins than last year. Defense is getting better and better. Do you keep Luke Getsy as your head coach and hire the best offensive mind ever to be your offensive coordinator? I'm just putting it out there. I am just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. That's all I'm going to say. I have a feeling Ron is going to come at me in the comments. I'm looking forward to it, Ron, but just want to put that out there. But all in all, a major Bears win, a great morale win for this fan base and for this franchise. We have a bye week. Let the guys get healed up. And hey, anything can happen. A 9-8 season sounds pretty good to me at the end. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.